Peace, family. Welcome back to Nine Ether. Today's reading will be on TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. Okay, I believe that's her name. And before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that there is a special going on, or ongoing special, so to speak. If you share this live, or share this video, or share any content of mine, especially videos that have been posted, share it to social media, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram or YouTube, snap a screenshot, send it to me, text it to me at the number that will be listed in the description box. No post and deletes. Once you do that, you will receive a free 1-card mini yes or no reading. So if you ask a question that's a yes or no question, I'll pull 1 card, give you a mini reading, explain the answer via text. Okay? So just wanted to remind you guys of that. And then also, if you want to book an in-depth reading, go ahead and visit the website www.9neether.com. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, there are 3 people actually that I kind of want to tap into with this brief video. So it's TJ Holmes, Amy Robach, and his wife Marley Feidig, if I said that correctly. It's so crazy that we know both of their names, but then his actual wife, we have an issue kind of remembering her name. I think her name is Marley, so I'm just going to call her Marley, okay? Now, first question. The first question that I want to know: did they really want this to get out? Because to me, just personally speaking, just looking at the situation, it seems as if they kind of wanted it to get out. Like, they were kind of ready for it to kind of get out, because from what I've seen on social media, I don't watch the morning shows, I don't watch any of that stuff. So I really wasn't familiar with them prior to this scandal, right? So, to me, from the clips that I've seen, it looks like they were kind of real chummy with each other. And I did see that, the spouses knew each other. They actually went on dates. I think Amy's daughters or children, babysat TJ's children, different things like that, right? But just for some of the clips that I've seen online, it appears that it's some weird energy. And like, even when I saw videos posted from like different news stations and I read the comments, people were like, we been knew this was going on. Like, it was so evident, right? So were they ready to reveal this to the world? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes when you get tired of sneaking and geeking or whatever, and you just like, I don't care, who knows, let it get out, so then we can go from here. So first question: did they want it to get out? Like, did they purposely want their affair to get out? Right? First card: forgiveness. Okay, if you guys can see that, it says hurt blocks our life. Next card: distorted perceptions. And this one says reality is rarely what we are raised to believe it is. Last card, you guys see that? It says moving forward. The first step is taken within our stillness. You guys, to me, I think that's confirmation. For me, I feel like these cards are confirmation that, they were ready to move forward. Like that last card said, they were ready to move forward. And if it got out, it just got out. Because, whether it's truthful or not, I think Amy said that her relationship was already at its end and they were going through a separation or divorce. TJ claims that him and his wife were going through a separation/divorce, or whatever you may want to call it. Even though his wife is saying that she was kind of blindsided by it, because she thought that they were actually working on their marriage, even though I think they may have separated before. And then she thought that they were actually working on it. And it's crazy how relationships are, especially with men and women. And, a lot of times the woman thinks that they're actually working on a relationship. They may have taken a break. They've come back together, and it seems or appears that they've come back together and they're working on a relationship. But then you later find out that the man is like, it's over. And it's like, okay, so what we were doing when we got back together, like what was going on? What was this? You know what I mean? So it's just weird. But with these cards, I do feel as if they were ready to move forward. And pretty much kind of like restless. I get the picture in my mind of restlessness, of just kind of being still. At first, it was kind of like a thrill to be able to, you know, have this relationship that's kind of like flying under the radar, because I don't want to completely say undercover, because like I said, many people were saying like it was evident. So, you know, it was kind of flying under the radar, not really said. It's something that's unspoken. So I think they were ready for it to get out. And so this first card, forgiveness, hurt blocks our light. And it's like just ready to put all the cards on the table and just kind of move forward. You know what I mean? And regardless of how, you know, the spouses may feel about this affair, this relationship, ultimately for them, they're like, okay, it was evident, because you know that our relationships weren't going anywhere, the prospective marriages. So Amy and TJ felt as if, you know, hey, our spouses already knew that this particular relationship, or our relationships, were coming to an end, right? Their prospective relationships. So it's kind of like you knew what it was in the first place. So me even seeing somebody, regardless if it's Amy or somebody else, our relationships have come to an end anyway. Our marriages have come to an end anyway. And is it right to have that type of feeling? It's all in perspective, right? But common courtesy, or if you care for someone, looking at the situation on the outward, looking in, I would think your spouse would feel some type of way if the person that you choose to move on with is the person that you spend the most of your time with every day. You know, people talk about work husbands and work wives, like that shit is real. And it's almost like a stab in the back, because it's like you expect your spouse to go to work, you know, handle their business, make money, do what they're supposed to do, come home and be with you, and be with their family, right? You don't expect them to develop a deeper relationship where it turns into a romantic relationship. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Anyway, distorted perceptions. Reality is rarely what we are raised to believe it is, okay? So I feel as if Amy and TJ just, like I said, wanted to lay it out on the table and like, hey, this is what it is. You probably think it is. And contrary to belief, I know TJ's wife, they said that she was probably blindsided by it. But given his history of infidelity, especially in the workplace with women that were in his workplace, I don't think she was necessarily blindsided. She knew who she married. She knew who he was, right? Now, did she want to think positive of him, that he would change his ways once they, quote unquote, got back together to work on things? And was she willing to kind of like overlook certain things and make it an oversight? Probably. We all see what we want to see when we want to see it. So that does not mean that you didn't see it though. And so for him, it's kind of like, okay, you see TJ is like, you know, possibly thinking, you know, in regards to his wife, you see what's going on. Like, just accept it for what it is. I don't know if that's narcissist behavior, because that word just flies around so much. I hate to even mention it or use it, but this dude here is something else, right? And then, like I said, the last card, moving forward, is kind of like, we ready to just move forward, all right? So, that confirms that right there. So, next question I have. Will Amy and TJ's relationship last? So, y'all know that saying where they always say, you lose them, how you get them, or something like that? So does Amy really think that this relationship will last? Does TJ think this relationship will last? Was it just fun and games? Because like I said, you know, when you're sneaking around, sneaking and geeking or whatever, it's a thrill to it. But once the thrill is gone and it's out there and you're free to do what you want to do, will it still last because the thrill is gone? Are you thrill seekers? The thrill of hiding a relationship or flying under the radar, will it still last? Do they really have something deeper than just, you know, co-worker, husband and wife? Let's see. Will their relationship last? And we do know, I do know from viewing, you know, the blogs and news clips and different things like that, Amy's past in relationships is very sketchy, how she did her previous relationships. But anyways, will it last? Perspective. All right. Next card. Intention. the unknown, reverse. Very interesting cards. Okay, so first we're going to go with the perspective card. A calm and clear mind is free to see differently. Okay, so remember how I said when they no longer have to hide, when they don't have to fly under the radar, where they can just be free to be together. That's where they were looking for to move forward. So in perspective, they're thinking, okay, this is the best decision for us. We can finally be free in our relationship and really be together the way that we want to be without hiding it. So in hindsight, in perspective, they're thinking, okay, this is the best decision for us, right? Now, let's pull the confirmation card. The wind is blowing. I don't want my cards to fly away. Hold on, guys. Pull the confirmation card. And another one. Confirmation card. Triumph and success. Reverse. What y'all think that means? Will it last? Will it be long term? Is this a long term committed relationship? So far, these cards are saying the ma'am. Okay, this one, inner integration. This card is always so interesting when you get this card. Look, this is a tongue twister, so bear with me. There is peace, equilibrium, and fulfillment in integrating the inner wild with the taming and tempering effect life has on us. I told you that was like a tongue twister, a mouthful, right? But there is a peace, equilibrium, and fulfillment. This card was reversed. This relationship, I really don't feel like it's gonna last. I don't feel like it's gonna last, y'all. I'm sorry. I mean, it's nothing else to say. I just really don't feel like it's gonna last. It's not gonna be like this long-term relationship, the end all be all. I just don't. I don't think so. Let's pull a confirmation card for this, okay? Yeah, I'm sorry I'm laughing. This shit is funny. Discontent and boredom. Who gonna get discontent first? Who will be bored first? Which one y'all think will be bored first? Next card. Voice. It says you are here to be known, so speak and be seen. Somebody gonna be speaking up soon about how they feel about this relationship, and both of them have the same traits, just like reviewing their past relationships and how they dealt with their long-term relationships. Both of them are well-spoken. Both of them are outspoken. I mean, they're news journalists, right? It's not gonna last. It's not gonna last. It'll be fun while it lasts, right? All right. Do we have any other questions? Let's see. Like, is there any other questions? Let's keep going. Let's keep pulling cards in. Intention. Lacking personal direction begets confusion and life as a pawn to someone else's game of chess. Ooh. So, they're going to have to look at each other's intentions. Like, what do they really want out of the relationship for both of them, right? Yeah. It feels as if eventually they will go like this. You know, they kind of see eye to eye right now. They're gonna go their separate ways. It's not gonna work. The unknown. Right? Reverse. Knowing the unknown. Reverse. Sometimes, in our lives, we get a little anxious because we don't know what to expect, but yet it's still exciting, or it's still part of the journey. But for these two individuals, and this card being reversed, the unknown and knowing the unknown, What are the benefits? What are the advantages and disadvantages of this relationship? Have I lost a lot because of this relationship? Has this relationship produced positive opportunities and things in my life? What keeps coming to my mind is opportunities. So even though this didn't start off as like, I guess, an opportunistic type of relationship, both of them are in the media, both of them are well known. And just like with stars and celebrities and athletes and different things like that, when people get together, 9 times out of 10 it heightens their star status because 2 stars have aligned together. And so initially, the height of it all with this coming out, even though it's a whole mess, it may have messed them up as far as their career temporarily. However, and looking forward and moving forward with that card that was pulled, how does this affect me personally, but even more so career-wise? And so that's what eventually I think they're going to be looking at, especially Amy. I think TJ will want to rough it out maybe a little bit longer, but she's like, hey, I'm ready to jet. And you think it will be him first, but I think it will be her. Last question. Will this permanently and negatively affect their career? Will this affair permanently and negatively affect their career? Will this affair permanently and negatively affect their career? Circles. Okay. Next card. Radical honesty. Last card. Inner life. Ooh. Y'all can see that. Reversed. Okay, so the circles card says clarity begins in the eye of the storm, right? So after all of this settles, right, that goes back to what I just said about, you know, we were all just kind of like in this love bug type stage and really infatuated with each other. Now after the smoke clears, how does this affect me personally, but more importantly, career-wise? How does this affect my money? How does this affect my future? And so clarity begins in the eye of the storm means now this stuff is settling. Okay, so what are we going to do now? What am I going to do? What am I doing for work? Am I going back to work? Are they going to keep me here at the morning show? What's going on for both of them? And who knows, you know, they may keep Amy and, you know, do away with TJ, or vice versa, or they may bring both of them back. But then again, if they bring both of them back, how does the audience perceive them? Will they look at the show again? It's a plane, hold on. People may look at the show again, you know, they may have a boost in ratings the first week or two because people want to see how they interact with each other, and then, you know, after a while they might lose interest. Or a lot of times people get amnesia real quick. These stories will be heightened in the news for weeks or months at a time. After that period, it goes away, on to the next story, and then we on to somebody else. So people tend to get amnesia. So people may go back to looking at them. So they may be waiting for all the smoke to die down. And then after that, it's like, okay. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's pull a confirmation card. Pull a confirmation card. Pull a confirmation card. Oh my God, y'all. This card came up again, but it's reversed, right? Discontent and boredom. Discontent and boredom. Like, this is, why do I keep, like, Amy keeps popping up in my mind. Like, dude, this can't mess up my bread. This can't mess up my bread. So even though this cool, it's like, okay, it's not gonna mess up my bread. This keeps popping in. Like, I feel her energy like the strongest, you know what I mean? And I feel like he's following her lead. And I don't know, it feels like he kind of like really likes her. It's so weird. Like, you don't have that energy with your wife? Like, I don't know. Anyways, radical honesty. To believe in a facade is to suffocate in the armor of alienation, self-defeat, and self-denial. Oh my gosh. Okay, so again, they have to really take a look at themselves and really see if this affair or this relationship is worth it. Again, I don't think it's gonna last. I don't think it will necessarily affect their career for the long term. I feel like Amy, if both of them don't go back on air, I think Amy will move forward. I think TJ is going to bounce back too eventually. It may take him longer if they both don't end back up on the morning show. But I think eventually, after everything just kind of, thins out, they'll be back to, securing jobs and new shows and positions and different things that they do. Inner life reverse. But I really don't think this relationship is gonna last. Alright. It says your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. That one is reversed. Yeah, this relationship is not good for business. This relationship is not good for business. Confirmation card. Confirmation card. It's not good for business. Rest and rejuvenation reverse. It's not good for business. You're gonna have some sleepless nights. You're gonna have to think about what you did, what y'all did, because you didn't go about it the right way. It was just messy on all ends. So again, hopefully y'all enjoyed this reading, and let me go ahead and say, disclaimer, this reading is for entertainment purposes only. All things that were stated are alleged because they are just channeling from spirit. Had to put that in there.